Market wheel. Yeah. What you know about them Bulldogs and them Panthers? Legacy. That's right. Legacy. That's right. Legacy. That's right. Legacy. Let's go. What you know about this legacy? Wednesday night tuned in to this legacy. Mark and Will locked in on this legacy. Mel and PIP's in on this legacy. Let's go. What you know about this legacy? Wednesday night tuned in to this legacy. Mark and Will locked in on this legacy. Get your popcorn, I know you need this medicine. Let's go.
What's going on, people? Welcome back to another great episode of Legacy, where this show is strictly about mail and PRP talk. And of course, you got your favorite two hosts of the most, Mark and Will. What's going on, my brother?
What's going on, man? I'm doing good, man. You know, it's a March Madness is upon us. All kind of good stuff. We got a great interview. Like I said, anytime you heard that music come on, it's an interview popping. And it's an interview either from somebody from mail or PRP. So we're definitely blessed.
Absolutely.
Without a doubt. We got a banger for the night. And we had a great one yesterday. So you got to go ahead and follow up with another good one. Coach Tim Hayworth did his thing yesterday, man. Did his thing. Thank you. God bless. That's my guy. Without a doubt, man. So how was your day, man? How was your day?
It was good. It was good. Had to get a lot of stuff done, but it was good, man. How was yours?
It was great, man. I know it had to be good. You got that Steelers on. I got that Cowboys. It's got to be something that's going on in the world today. That NFL action is fantastic, baby.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Get a beer for you know.
Yes. And I know you are. Look, let me tell everybody, we got the action banging show. So we got an interview, like I said, and we got a lot of sports to cover, a lot of stuff that's going on. And before we get the interview started, y'all know how we do. We want to go ahead and let everybody know a reminder where to find us. markandwillshow.com, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, you don't stop, Instagram. You're on YouTube right now, and Twitch, Mark and Will Gaming, Mark and Will Gaming on YouTube. Look, markandwillshow.com website, Mark and Will Show Facebook group page, also Mark and Will Gaming group page. So go ahead and check that out. Right now we have the polls going. It ends tomorrow. Get out there and vote.
Yes, sir.
You know what? One thing I do want to say, and I'm going to say this after the interview, even if it's not your child, I said it before, or it's not your school, we'll say your school, vote. Yeah. Come on, you can do that. You know, you see those polls. Right. Those polls there's too many people in them groups not to be voting. Go ahead and show them love. They deserve it. And, you know what I'm saying, for a specific group, it's two of them, that needs to go ahead, and y'all need to go ahead and vote. Stop playing. Show that love to everybody. You got your hand on my phone, Mark. You got something to say? You going to say something?
No, go ahead. No. I was agreeing with you.
Yeah. You got to go ahead and show that love. Do that love, man. Quit playing. So definitely do that. The polls are out. Show it. Also, you know how we do. Let me see. Let me bring Mark back up here. You know how we do. We got FNC. So Friday Night Crew. So go ahead and check that page out and all that kind of stuff like that. We rocking and rolling with that. We had a great show. We're gonna bring you some more on a consistent basis. So thank everybody who's a part of that show. We really appreciate that. Really do. So let's do this gaming real quick. Let's see if I have to bring. There you go, Mark.
Yeah, gaming will be back tomorrow. I've been it's been a lot of stuff that's going on. I ain't been ready to tackle it like I want to, but it'll most definitely be back tomorrow. I'll be on there river heavy tomorrow. Like heavy. No kids in the house neither. I can just be on there.
Now we know that Coach Tim in the summertime, we gotta get his tag. He said yes, sir. Yeah, he said he's on there. But you know, it's time to get this rocking and rolling. Without further ado, we are joined by Anja Hamblin, Male High School wrestling team captain. How you doing today, Anja?
I'm I'm good. How are you guys?
Doing fine.
Good.
Can't complain. Can't complain. You know, we cover a lot of sports, and and see a lot of things. And we came across. Actually, I think Jefferson County Public Schools did a little film about you and about your wrestling and things like that, and educational stuff that you're doing. And it kind of blew our minds. So we said we had to get you on here. So I want to, like I said, thank you for joining us. I also want to thank my nephew Daniel for orchestrating that, and I want to apologize to you because you're supposed to be on here about a week or two earlier, and Dan and I kind of set it up 2 weeks out, and I kind of got lost with it, and I definitely apologize. But I'm glad we was able to bring you back, without a doubt. So, for everybody who don't know,
Mhm.
wrestling. So, do you know how long Mel has had a wrestling team or a wrestling club?
Um, I'm not totally sure, but I know it's been for like at least 8 years, I think, and but I know they had it for a while, but um, I've only been on it for 2 years, so
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been there since the beginning, obviously,
Right,
but
right.
I had it for a while, and it's been growing like each year. So,
And let me ask you this, because I did saw something, because I normally put down the class of such and such, but what grade are you in?
technically I'm a junior, but I'm graduating early, so it's kind of junior senior, you know.
Okay, yeah, and that's what I thought. So that's why because like Mark, I normally put that class of, and I was like, wait a minute, I saw where she. Okay, that's cool. And in this video, a documentary or special that they did about you, they said that you got accepted to Harvard. Wow, wow.
Right.
My goodness, and I told you guys before the show, and I'm gonna say it. You are definitely the smartest person that's been on this show. I'm sorry, all the guests. I mean, I know you guys are all smart in your own perfect way, but no one's. I don't think, unless y'all just didn't tell us. I think she may be the only one in the Ivy League schools. Like, wow, goodness gracious, how's that feel?
I think it does feel really amazing. It's like a kind of an ongoing brag I can have. And, since, like you said, not everyone gets into Harvard, so it's pretty cool to be one of the people who do get in.
Right, right. So graduating early. So are you going to Harvard or are you going to another school?
I'm going to Harvard.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm talking about. What are you taking up? What are you going to take up?
So the plan right now is to likely do a joint concentration, which is their phrase for a double major
Hmm.
in neuroscience and economics. But like the plan isn't totally solidified,
Okay.
and I also have an interest in Korean, so I might take a couple of Korean classes too.
I know the parents, the family, everybody's happy with you. Goodness gracious, Mark. I just feel blessed on the show just to have her
Yeah,
on there. You know what I'm
that's great.
saying?
Yes,
Like
that's great.
goodness. Harvard. That's what I'm saying, man.
Harvard.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All right, let's get into some of these questions, and Mark will basically add some stuff in as we go.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So, how old was you when you first started playing sports?
When I first started playing sports, probably, well, it kind of depends on what you consider a sport, but probably fourth grade.
Okay.
I started archery, and
Mm-hmm.
then later started field hockey, and then I did those for a while. In the middle school, I did dance, and that's when I kind of became really big into dance. So I continued archery and field hockey in middle school, and then I did that on top of dance. And I did all of that all the way through middle school. And then in high school, my freshman year, I didn't do archery or field hockey, but I did continue to dance. And then it was freshman year, sophomore-ish year where my dance studio closed down.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of stopped dance for a while and then transitioned into wrestling.
Okay. So we're gonna back up a little bit. So archery, like, where did you compete with that? Like, what league do they have for that? And how old were
Right.
you when you started doing that?
It was fourth grade, so not totally sure how old I was,
Mm-hmm.
but whatever the average age in fourth grade is,
Right.
and it was a school team, so I did it with my school, and then we competed with other schools, and then it was the same way in middle school.
What school did you go to? What elementary did you go to?
Audubon.
Okay, good school, real good school. So you know what, Ottoman's cheating. So you know what I'm saying, like how y'all got a archery, shooting arrows and stuff like that team and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, that's okay. That's okay. And you said what else you did? What was it? Field hockey too?
Field hockey,
Around it,
yes.
about what around the same fourth grade type stuff. So
It
did
was
they
either
have?
fourth grade.
Go ahead.
It was either fourth grade or fifth grade. I can't remember
So,
when.
so Audubon had a field hockey team and all that too, right? They was cheap. They was cheap, man. I mean, I know we
Yeah,
all
that
from the same tree. You know what I'm saying? With the car elementary, we didn't have all that. Goodness gracious, that's okay though. That's good though. So elementary school is where you really started doing sports. Okay, cool.
so growing up, was you playing a lot outside or was you
um.
inside?
Oh, I'm sorry. What?
I said, was you outside of growing up or was you in the house a lot?
It kind of differed. Well, a lot, like whenever I went over my nana's house, I was like kind of forced to be outside. Um, I was outside a lot, but like I was also inside a lot too. So it's kind of like a mix.
Cool. Cool. So okay, we got archery, we got field hockey. Then you said dancing. So I want to ask this: when did you decide that field hockey? We're gonna go with field hockey. Archery. They still do that. So when did you decide, okay, I'm done with that. I want to do dancing.
Um, well, I didn't really decide not to do field hockey anymore. Like I still did it while I
Okay.
did dance, but like the whole reason there wasn't really like a kind of a big reason for me starting to do dance. I just when I was younger, I liked to do all kinds of sports, and I
Mhm.
like to try all kinds of sports. So since dance wasn't something I had done, I decided to try dance.
Okay. So you like, that's a different challenge. Let me go ahead and do that. I think I can do that too. Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. That's cool. And then so as we go from that dancing, you did dancing. You do some of that at male dancing also at male, or did you
I
stop?
Yeah, I did. I did like I joined the dance team my freshman year. I'm pretty sure. I did it for like a little bit, and then I didn't really like it, so I quit.
Okay. And then you decided, hey, I'm gonna try this wrestling. Mark, let me go. Let me go ahead and get because we
Yeah,
need to
brother.
scratch. We need to. We're gonna scratch the AAU stuff. So
Yeah,
we'll put back
yeah,
to the high school question that you'll do. So let me get to
yep.
this wrestling stuff. So was this a dare, or do you got some siblings that you wrestle a lot? Like how did all of a sudden you said, you know what, I'm gonna do this?
Well, it's kind of the same with all the other sports. Since I never really done wrestling before, I wanted to do it. I've always wanted to try all the sports.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever there's an opportunity to try a sport, I did it. And I
Right.
actually wanted to do wrestling in middle school, but TMS didn't have a wrestling team, so I couldn't really do it in middle school. And
TMS.
and then when I got to high school, or when I was going to high school, I found out Mill had a wrestling team, and I decided, I kind of wanted to try it, and that's when I joined.
Have they ever had a female on the team?
Yeah, there's been multiple. I was
Okay.
there was when I was on the team, there was two others my first year, and
Mhm.
then my second year there was two more joined. I think actually three more joined. I think two of them ended up not coming, like not continuing. So there was three others, including me.
So was that an easy transition when you knew that it was already some females that was wrestling?
I definitely would say it was easier, but
Yeah,
at this,
easier. Mhm.
it wasn't kind of, it wasn't that much of a relief because I was the only like black female on the team, and
Okay.
there was no all the other girls on the team weren't with my size and my weight class, so I couldn't really wrestle with any other girls. So like pretty much the entirety of my first year wrestling, I was only wrestling guys until like a couple of match it, like a couple of tournaments, I got to wrestle girls, but it was only like one girl, and then state I got to wrestle girls. So I didn't really have much experience wrestling girls like my freshman year or my first year on the team.
Mm-hmm.
But then my second year, it kind of improved. We got a lot more girls tournaments, and so I got to wrestle more girls throughout the season, and I got better.
Okay. Mark, go ahead. I know you. I see you itching. Mark, get in there.
No, brother, because I was over here like she said they wasn't in her weight class, and I'm over here like, well, she over here bench pressing 225. Like, what is going on? She can't wrestle nobody in her weight class. But what made you decide to go to Mill?
Okay, actually, this is kind of, I feel bad, but I actually didn't want to go to Mill. I wanted to go to Manual. But
Oh Lord, cut this, cut this, cut. Hey, hey, this is it. Thank you for joining us. No, I'm playing. I'm playing. We don't have plenty of manual people on it. We love manual. So go ahead, go ahead.
so I applied to Manual, but I didn't get in. So I went ahead and went to Mill. And, it hasn't been bad. So I don't really regret going to Mill.
You know, and I'm stuck on what Mark said. For the people who do not know about the different people wasn't in your category or size or whatever else. Can you explain to people the different weights and stuff like that was on your team?
Yeah, so there are weight classes in wrestling. So like, someone who's small isn't going against someone who's super huge because that wouldn't be wrestling, that'd be like murder. But so there's like I think I can't remember how many there are, but I know there's 100, 106. Um I know there's 132, there's 138, 144, 150, and then
Mm,
my weight class last year for girls, because the girls and guys weight class are kind of different. It's usually like a couple of pounds up, and that's how it differs. So like for guys it's 106, for girls it's 107.
mm,
Um, so last year I was 152. That was my weight class. But when I wrestled guys, I was 150. But then this year, when I was wrestling, I went up to 165, and 165 was the same for guys and girls. I'm pretty sure.
okay. So how would you describe your game, your wrestling game? Like were you aggressive? Would you wait for them to come on you? Like how would you describe Anya's game, your wrestling?
Uh, well, per my coach, I am not aggressive, unfortunately. But I think I'm kind of more of a defensive wrestler, and they'd call me a smart wrestler. So, for example, like if I'm wrestling and I know I'm up points and we only have like a minute left and we're going, like, if it's my choice, then I'm probably going to choose neutral, and I'm probably just going to try not to get taken down, like
Right.
stalling but not stalling. Um, and
Four
then, like,
corners. Like in basketball, they call it four corners.
but then like if I'm wrestling someone, usually I'm not like super aggressive. I kind of let them come to me, and I usually just like sprawl. That's kind of what the technique I started to develop this year was just sprawling on them so they couldn't get in a shot, and then going behind and then getting my points. It was kind of like it kind of just made it like easier for me to score that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so that's kind of usually what I did, which is more defensive wrestling, and then from there I would usually like throw in a half, throw in a power half, and pin them. So
So did you have to walking into it like, hey, I'm gonna do this? Did you like? I mean, I know your coaches and stuff, and we'll talk about them shortly. Taught you, but did you have to go on YouTube, look up some wrestling moves, or spend an extra time in the gym, I mean, because that's not really an easy sport to just say, okay, I'm going to do this.
well,
Exactly.
in my first year of wrestling, I did look up a couple of videos, but I didn't really like use them that often. I don't really have like a place. You know how some kids like they'll have like a soccer field like can go to,
Right.
or they might, if it's like a certain sport, they might have like for me example, in middle school my mom bought me a target and an archery bow so I could practice at home.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really have any mats or anything to practice at home with.
Okay.
So usually I would just like watch a couple of videos, but I kind of fell off with that. And I guess I could say that's kind of why my first year was a little rough. I wasn't really into it,
Hmm.
that like that much. Like it wasn't really a passion. It was me just trying it out. So, um, I kind of watched a couple of videos and then just went to practice and kind of learned a little bit. But I didn't really retain it as much as I think I could have. And then my second year, I just paid attention more and tried to practice with the people I know who are a lot better than me, specifically people who have been on the team longest, to try to improve that way.
So, is there a wrestler that you might go on YouTube and look up and see how they wrestle that you enjoy watching?
Technically, we were supposed to find a wrestler like that, but I never really did because I was super busy. So,
She was
I
good. She was getting ready for Harvard. She didn't have no time for that, man.
I,
but now, since haven't been doing wrestling for 2 years, I definitely have loved it more. So now I definitely like look up on Instagram a lot, like different wrestlers and everything, and like I just have a lot of wrestling in my feed, and I'll see a lot of female wrestlers that I enjoy watching. But like I never really like looked at their names. It would just be whoever popped up on my feed.
No wrong with that. So how confident were you before the matches?
In my first year, not confident at all. Usually, I was like, I'm probably gonna get beat, but like, it's whatever. Cause this was the year I was going against a bunch of guys, and like, in my weight class, like 152, like or 150 for guys, that was like one of the most like stacked weight classes with like some of the strongest guys.
Hmm.
So I kind of expected to lose a lot, but I still went out there and tried my best, and I did like it did. I did improve, and like wrestling guys helped me become stronger, um, and it taught me how to wrestle stronger people and how to like wrestle smarter instead of relying on strength and relying more on technique. And then in my second year, I got more confident because we mostly wrestled girls, so I was able to like get more confident because I knew we were on like the same kind of level, just period. So that was easier for me to go into the match and be like, we're on the same level, so it's up to me and strength and technique and just generally in general like mental
Hmm.
vibes in the wrestling match. So I started to feel more confident as each match went on, and then, but like the nervousness never went away. Like I was still very
Right.
nervous in the match. So
Did you beat all the females that you wrestled?
not all, but I think I did pretty good. Like for my second year, going against other people who's probably been wrestling for a long time, I think I did pretty good. Um, the
Mhm.
only people like for the most part, like when the season like got really into motion, there's only about two people who I really was like focusing on in terms of wrestling, because they were both the ones who were ranked above me, and they were the ones I was trying to beat.
Okay, okay.
Right. So when you out there wrestling, what are you focused on?
Um, I don't know. It's kind of a blur. It's like there's so much adrenaline that after I don't really remember what I was thinking, but I'm usually kind of focusing on them and what they're gonna do, and I'm like thinking of moves they might hit in my head and like preparing for counter moves and everything. And then I'm also trying to like focus on the clock to see like strategize like what the best time is to hit a move and when is not. And then like it sounds complicated. I probably overthink it a lot, but I usually do that, and then I also have to try to pay attention to my coaches, because whenever they're like screaming for me to do something, I have to pay attention to them. So,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So, what did you take from
Right.
year one to year two? What did you learn from year one of wrestling
mhm.
that you brought to year two that helped you out?
um, so it's all like a lot of it was from like wrestling guys. I learned like not to focus too much on strength, and just really improve my technique a lot and my way of thinking. I also learned like kind of conditioning, which is what we actually like as a team we focused on in my second year was a lot of conditioning. So we wouldn't like run out of breath and stamina by the end of the match, like the third period, because that's usually where it comes down to. So
Mhm.
So what's your favorite part about wrestling?
Um, One of my favorite things it's how it like I mean it's pretty much the same for every sport, but I feel like in wrestling, it's like you could still be really good, but like there's still the chance of losing, especially because a lot of it ends up on the ground, which is a momentum thing for most of it. So if you don't really have your things timed the right way, especially if you guys are like at equal level of strength, it can go either way, or for you or for the other person. So I like that it's kind of, there's no real bias in the wrestling, like there's no bias in the match when you guys set foot on that mat.
Okay. So before I ask you this question, it's twofold. So um, we know you going to Harvard, take care of business. Do they have a wrestling team, or is this over with?
No, no, they have a guys wrestling team, a D1 division, and then they have a girls wrestling club.
So are you going to do the wrestling club for the females?
Yes, I'm gonna wrestle for the girls, and then I plan to manage for the guys team.
Okay. So now I can ask you this question: what do you feel you need to improve on?
Um, that's actually I was having a conversation with this on the last day of practice about this with someone else on the team. So for me, I like to say that like my first year of wrestling kind of traumatized me since I was wrestling all kinds of guys.
Yeah.
So I like as a wrestler now, I like don't take shots ever because whenever I would take a shot, like it would always end up with them like on top of me,
Hmm.
and usually me getting pinned. So
Right.
now I don't really take shots, and I'd like to improve that going into college. And I'd like to, take more shots and become more aggressive and get more confident with my moves.
Well, that do you think that since you'll be doing with the female, the females, you'll be more confident to do that because you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
that
Okay.
will be for the most part because, like I said, we're kind of on the same level.
Hmm.
Um, Strength wise, I mean, unless they're like just like completely jacked, but even still, like, even still, like, I think, it just makes me more confident because I know, like, I'm like we're on the same level, so I can still
Hmm.
take a shot and kind of be confident that it could go through. Because I actually did like one time during it was I can't remember which tournament it was, but it was the first place match, and I was wrestling this girl, and there is like I think there was like 10 seconds left or something, and I had to take a shot so I can get my 2 points back so we can go into overtime. And I like took the shot, which actually I saw myself getting more confident in taking shots throughout the season. But I took the shot. I went in for a single, and unfortunately I didn't get it in time. But like I did see myself getting more confident in doing shots. So
Good.
hopefully that'll happen in the future too.
So what fun things do you like doing outside of wrestling?
I'm sorry. What did you say?
What fun things do you like doing outside of wrestling?
Um, I don't really do much outside of wrestling in school, but I do hang out with my friends a lot. So we usually like go to the mall or something. That's kind of it. I don't really. I kind of like just keep it chill during the school year and focus on schoolwork.
I know that's right. I mean, you
Right.
got gone. You ready to go to Harvard, so you definitely.
Right.
So for the people who don't know about some of your teammates, who are some of your teammates on the wrestling team that people don't know about, and opportunity to go ahead and talk about them a little bit.
Like just people I think deserve recognition.
Yes. Hmm.
So definitely Kayleen. She's one of the girls who've been on the team the longest. Um, she's worked the hardest, and she really helped me in terms of kind of knowing what moves to hit. Like she didn't like because I we weren't in the same weight class, so we didn't wrestle that often unless there was like no one else to wrestle. But whenever I needed help with like a move or something, she was there. And like whenever I didn't know like something like if I didn't know something to do in terms of just like their wrestling environment or anything, she was there to help me figure it
Good.
out. So I definitely deserves a lot more recognition, especially since this year was her senior year, so she's leaving. Um, and I mean that's kind of I feel like everyone else they get a lot of recognition on the
That's
team.
fine.
I will also say Leland He's also on the team, and I think he's a seventh grader. He's a seventh grader on the team.
Oh wow.
There's a lot of recognition too, because I know being a seventh grader on a team full of high schoolers can be like
Right.
hard, and he worked hard too. So I think he deserves a lot of recognition. He definitely improved a lot during the season too.
Anya, who was your coaches? Who are the coaches on the wrestling team?
So we had, I think we had four or five, but there was Coach No, our head coach. There was Coach Jay, Coach Thompson, and Coach Chandler.
Okay, cool, cool. Well, you know what? Um, we're gonna get. We know that you have a lot of stuff that you do. We know, wrestling, academics, all that kind of stuff. But we're going to peel the onion back just a little bit more before we let you go. Okay. So let's have a little bit of fun. Let's see what you're thinking about. Batman or Superman? Who you riding with?
Probably Superman. I don't watch a lot of Batman movies.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Tacos or pizza?
Tacos. Pizza has too much grease for me.
We're not gonna name some of them because we're
Ah,
trying to get some sponsors. I really want to say this name. I really want to say this name,
and
but
I know exactly what you're talking about.
I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. I'm gonna be quiet. Okay. I'm gonna be quiet. Little Dirk or Little Baby?
I don't listen to either of those.
That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. She knows both of them. They out of there. Um, Beats by Dre or AirPods?
um, Probably Beats by Dre. I don't really like because I use headphones a lot and not earbuds, so I
Okay.
don't really um like do typical brands. I usually do like brands that aren't really known. So I don't really have
Hey,
AirPods Beats by Dre.
no, you're fine because I mean we shoot. Mark got me buying these name that I don't even know either. And they way too expensive. They cost more than the AirPods and Beats by Dre put together. So I understand what you're saying. I mean I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Don't do me like that.
Cute dough by Chipotle.
Qdoba, definitely Qdoba. I don't like Chipotle.
Woo, she
Ooh,
spit that out quick, didn't she? She wasn't playing with that.
quick.
Jimmy John's or Penn Station?
Penn Station.
Okay, okay. Drums or flats? Where you rolling with? What you got? What'd you say, flats?
Yeah.
Oh man, goodness gracious. That's okay though. We forgive you
She,
because you know what I'm saying. We know that you
like,
been on them
she's
books.
going to Harvard.
Yeah, she's going to Harvard. So hey, Mark hit her with that last statement.
Yes, sir. This is the time to give our guests the floor. Thank everybody who's always been in there.
I'm sorry, you cut out.
I'm sorry. This is the time where we give our guests the floor to thank everybody who has been in their corner.
Oh, okay. Definitely my family. My mom, she's the one who takes me to the tournaments and to practices, especially with her busy schedule, because she's a therapist, so she has to go to her sessions, and they're long sessions. So definitely her. She's been the one who's helped me with that transportation, and she also comes to my tournaments even with her busy schedule. So I really want to thank her for that because those tournaments last all day, and if you know anything about Black mothers, they do not want to be there sitting in those uncomfortable blue chairs for that long. So
Yes, sir.
definitely.
Gotta love it.
Dad, he also tries to come to my tournaments too, even with his schedule, and he goes out of town a lot too. So I really want to thank him for still making the time to come to my tournaments, and my coaches obviously for teaching me everything they have taught me, and helping me improve. And even outside of wrestling, like in school and whatever else I need, they're always there for me too. So
That's good stuff. Everybody who's watches, go ahead, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, all that kind of stuff. Anya, we want to thank you because you actually have made us smarter today. Not just because of Harvard, because I think it's a wonderful thing that you're able to take care of sports and still take care of academics in a high level. So, Mark and Will Show want to salute you and thank you for joining us tonight.
Absolutely.
thank you.
And I'm sure we'll be seeing you go ahead and invent some stuff. You know what I'm saying? This don't forget about us. Come on back. We still gonna be rocking and rolling when you go ahead and start inventing things. Don't forget about little old Mark and Will. That's all we got to say. You have a good one.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Uh-huh. Yes, sir, man. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah,
That's that's
man.
that's
Yeah,
that's
so that's what it's all about.
yeah, that's beautiful, big time. That's without a doubt. We mentioned a little bit about this. I think among our interview yesterday, but like I said, we want to formally go ahead and congratulate Sacred Heart for taking care of business, for winning their third straight championship. Way to go, ladies! You took care of business, and you know, much more to come. Let's just put it that way.
Pretty
the
much.
the rich gets
Pretty
richer,
much.
and you know what? You're just gonna have to beat them. I mean, it is how it is. So,
Yeah,
congratulations,
you
Sacred
got to
Heart.
burn. You got to burn.
Yeah, just go ahead and do what you got to do. Man, let's hit them with the NBA scores if you don't mind.
Yeah, Monday, 13th. Detroit finally got a win to beat Indiana 117 to 90. Timberwolves beat ATL 36 to 115. Heat beat the Jazz 119 to 115. Grizzlies beat Dallas 104 to 88. Right here, the Rockets beat Boston 111 109.
Mm-hmm.
Warriors finally got a win, beat the Suns 123 to 112. And Milwaukee Bucks beat the Kings 133 to 124, which that was a good game last night, too.
Yeah, it was.
Hit y'all with the scores today, March 14th. Here we go. You got some games that's actually going on right now. Cleveland is up on by 20 on the Hornets, 82 to 62. Detroit losing today to the Wizards, 88 to 67. Nuggets, wow, is losing to Toronto, 72 to 56. Lakers beating the Pelicans, 41 to 4. Tie game, that's KC, 34. No, I looked there, it's 34-24. Brooklyn's up. Spurs is up on the Knicks 38-29. They might as well keep it rolling because Pop said he's done this season. You got Bucks and Suns, and you got the Knicks and Trailblazers.
So right now, as far as the standings in the Eastern Conference, let's see in the divisions. In Atlantic, you got the Celtics with only a one-game lead over 76ers. So 76ers is saying
Mm-hmm.
that we are trying to get you and hunt you down and do what we got to do. In the Central, you got the Bucks with a
Absolutely.
seven
You got
game with the Cavs. In the Southeast, you have the Heat with a 2.5 lead over the Hawks. In the Western Conference Northwest, you got the Nuggets with 11.5 point lead over the Timberwolves. In the Pacific, you got the Kings with a 3.5 lead over the Suns. Who would have thought that would still be happening? In the Southwest, Grizzlies is standing, they standing still. They holding up ground without their star, John Morant. Grizzlies got an 8-game
yep,
lead over the Mavericks. Now, Grizzlies, real quick, that just speaks volume of their system, their program,
yeah,
without a
yeah.
doubt. And the Kings, man, I mean, that's really remarkable because they have not flinched.
Not at all. And they not scared of you.
Yeah, they have not flinched. So that right there is marvelous. Uh,
You're absolutely right.
Real quick, NCAA basketball, y'all know the deal. On that, we got some stuff going on that's going to be happening. We have our own little bracket that's was popping. So make sure you guys go on the Mark and Will Show page, Facebook page, and group page, and you'll be able to go ahead and join us.
Sure.
It's free. It doesn't cost anything, and we got some prizes that we're gonna give to the winner. So go ahead and see if you can beat us. I'm gonna have a bracket. Mark's gonna have a bracket. So it's through
Oh, yeah.
CBS. So go ahead and see if you can beat us. Just say whatever. And you see the brackets. You got Alabama's. You got all this kind of stuff like that. I'm really not gonna
Yes,
dive
you
into that
do.
because I would like to go ahead and take care of the whole page. Let me do that with that. You see,
Yeah.
have our face, but you got Alabama #1 seed in the South. Your #2 seed, you got
Mm-hmm.
Arizona. You got Baylor #3. You got Virginia #4. We're gonna see what's going on with that, and that's in the South. In the East,
Eve.
my brother, in the East, you have. Let me see. Well, it's going to cover me. I don't care. Purdue's the number one seed
Right.
in the East. You have Marquette, which is funny to me. I mean, that's me because U of L ruined my season because I really can't speak on Marquette. So you might beat me this year. You might beat me. But they're
Right.
number
Right.
two.
Right.
Number three is Kansas State. Number four is Tennessee, which I think is a farce. They don't. I know I'm not taking them. They have lost their floor general, who's the sixth man, who basically is a starter for them. Kentucky is in this region. They play Providence. They get to face an old
Yep.
teammate and also a person that played them before. So that should be something interesting. See if Kentucky can do something with that one. And the mighty Midwest, you have Houston, number one
Midwest.
seed. Number two, Texas. Three, you have Xavier. Four, you have Indiana. Indiana's playing against Kent State. Should be interested in that one too.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you go ahead and get dive in and all that
Yes,
kind of
sir.
stuff.
Yes,
It
sir.
should be good. In the
Yeah.
last bracket, we're gonna have the West, and bam, you got Kansas, number one seed in that one. Two, UCLA, that should be good. Also, three, you have Gonzaga. Four, you have UConn that came back to life after some years of being dormant. So that stuff right there is definitely entertaining. Gonna rock with that. We're gonna go ahead and get into this women's poll for you real quick before we do some other stuff. This is interesting too. So this one, they have four sites that well, actually two sites that you're going in. You're going to Greenville if you get past, if you're able to go to the basically the Sweet 16. You're going
Yeah.
to Greenville 1, Greenville 2. I think it's Seattle 1 and 2. So in the Greenville 1, you have South Carolina, the number one seed. 2, you have Maryland. 3, you have Notre Dame, who, man, if they start Port Waters not playing, they done. 4, you have UCLA in that one.
Mm-hmm.
Next up in the Greenville 2, you have
Gotcha.
Indiana. Look at them doing their thing. Number one seed in that. 2, you got Utah. Who's going to think about that? 3, you got LSU, who was undefeated for a long time in the season until South Carolina smacked them in their mouth. 4, Villanova. So, it's some interesting stuff like that. Is something, some heavy hitters in that
Mm-hmm.
too. So we'll see what's going on. In Seattle, 3. That's what they labeled them. Virginia
Yes,
Tech,
as they
that number
label.
one seed. 2, UConn. UConn don't go anywhere. 3, Ohio State. 4, Tennessee. So that should be interesting too. You got Alabama, Baylor, and all that kind of stuff like that. And it's not talking about football, guys. It's just the ladies. In Seattle, 4, you have the mighty Stanford. 2, Iowa with Caitlin. 3, you have Duke with Carol Lawson as the coach. 4, you got Texas. In the 5th seed, you got the Louisville Cardinals, who got to go to Texas. You know how much money the NCAA lost that Louisville's not hosting at the Yum Center? Lost
Crazy.
a lot of money. But I will say this:
I can imagine.
Louisville is hosting the regional and the men. So the Sweet 16 and stuff will be here for the men basketball. So it's going to be packed down there with different
Oh,
fans
it's gonna
thinking
be
they can
packed
win.
down
So
there.
you gotta love that part.
They can't wait.
So we definitely make sure you go ahead and join us for the free, and nobody asks you to pay for nothing.
Free.
I'll go ahead and try to put that on. I haven't put it on Twitter, but we'll put that on Twitter and see what's going on with that. But let's get into some other stuff that's been going on in the league, the National
Yes, sir.
Football League. Off the bet yesterday, you had the Bears go ahead and add ex-Bills linebackers Edmonds and ex-Eagles linebacker Edwards. What you think about this move for the Bears?
The Birds, I guess the Birds trying to load up on the defensive side because they got a pretty good offense. They got a pretty good offense. I guess beef up their defense and stuff. But with Edmonds, I guess, I'm saying whatever with him. I'm saying Edwards, he could probably go in there and be a solid piece. But this Edmonds, I'm kind of confused with that one
Right.
because
No, I'm with
he
you.
need to go ahead and recruit his brother to go come down there with him.
You want the Edmund Duds to be together.
They can be together.
Yeah, you know what, and Mark has heard me talk about this for some years now, since doing the show. I just think Edmonds is overrated. I mean, only thing's good about him, yes, he checks the box as far as he's 6'5" and 6 and all that. Every time I watch Buffalo defense,
Yeah,
man,
big dog.
he's tackling 4 to 5 yards off the ball. I never see him fill the hole. You know what I'm saying? So, Burrs, I wouldn't be too happy name wise. Yeah, you paid him a lot of money. Look into the tape.
Yeah,
I just don't see it. And then Edwards, I mean, nobody knew about this cat. They still don't know about him. I mean, they went to the Super Bowl. How many people knew that Edwards started for the Eagles as a linebacker?
it's crazy though because
Besides
that
being an
dude got
Eagles fan.
games. Have a couple of good games. Your name out there.
And I mean, I'm pretty sure most of their fans don't even know who he were. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Yeah,
man, it is what it is. So congratulations, Birds. They've been rocking and rolling. They
yeah.
traded that pick that Mark and I talked about. So they got DJ Moore and they got a whole bunch of other stuff. I like that you're being aggressive, but let's don't, simmer down a little bit. Simmer down.
What you said.
Raiders add Jimmy G. Lord have mercy.
You know that the crazy thing is, first off, the name. Let's do that. It's the name. Yeah, took the 49ers to the Super Bowl, but look who his coach was. And the defense was phenomenal. You know what I'm saying? It's a nut, but his name Josh McDaniels. What's that boy name?
McDaniels, yep.
He was saying him doing was shoot. I had him for a couple of games in New England. Let me go what I can do with it for a whole season. Remember,
Right.
he was only with New England with them 4 or 5 games or something like that,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and everybody crazy
Yeah, because
or
he
whatever.
he came in
So
for
Josh
Brady.
said, "Go get me in just to see what he could do." Yeah, to see
Yeah.
what he could do for a whole season. Solid is I know he is. I can put him in the system, try to get them together, but we'll see how it goes. I thought it was crazy not to go after Lamar, but okay.
Yeah, I think they already gave up a little bit too much and all kinds of stuff as far as with the LJ. But I don't agree with you. I think because he's one guy because he excelled when Tom Brady was hurt. He has built a career. Dude's
Hmm.
not that good. I mean, you got rid of somebody who's way better. I mean, I don't get me wrong. I don't think Carr is elite quarterback, but he's better than Jimmy G. So
Right.
what is that? Like that's working backwards. That is working backwards.
That's what they
For
do.
49ers signed a backup quarterback, we'll say, and Donald on a 1 year deal. What you got on that, Mark? Go ahead.
A safety net, a safety net. There's some who got some experience that can come in just in case these guys get hurt. Plus, boy, he ain't gonna be there from the start of the season. My guy, Brew, and then we all know with Lance, we don't know what's going on with him.
Yeah, yeah.
This guy might next round start.
He
Still
should start.
throws a pass.
I'm not gonna lie. Purdy did his thing, but because of the injuries and stuff like that he got. I mean, Donald. I expect to see him starting several games because
Hmm.
NFL is one of the smartest league as far as these coordinators and things like that. He's not gonna get away with the same stuff he got away with. He got some weapons. We know that, and Shanahan is the biggest weapon. See, you got a coach is the biggest weapon that knows how to change. So he's going to be protected enough, but we'll see. Once they got the scout report on you, it hits a little different. They know what you can throw and all that kind of
Right.
stuff. The Falcons has been active so far. They add former Bengals safety Bates.
I think this is a big pick for them, and I think it's a very loss for Cincinnati. This is a big pickup. I mean, Falcons trying to do something with the defense and stuff. Get this thing. I don't see why Cincinnati let him go. I just don't understand it because he had a good year last year. He had it. I guess it's all about who's going to pay me, who's not going to pay.
Strictly, that's all it's about. Because you got too much talent on
Atlanta
the
gave him
offense. You got too much talent. You got too much people, too much talent on the offense that you're gonna have to pay. And they feel that they can go ahead and build up cap because you got to pay these dudes. Cincinnati's now gonna have to start billing through the draft. And
Yeah,
so that's when you got
absolutely.
these talented bases. I mean, he's young, but they can't afford him.
Dude, that's what I didn't understand it. Yeah,
Right, you can't afford him,
I
and
ain't understand.
so you to me, I think they're saying that um, Kansas City has won championships without a great defense. So I
Yeah,
think they're going to try to go
yeah,
to that model, make sure the offense is secure, and we'll go ahead and fill in, kind of like Kansas City did. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff, and we'll go through the draft. But your
right.
people, your scouts got to be top notch. You can't slip up on this.
Absolutely.
I'm with Mark. I think this is a huge loss. I think it's bigger than what they think. Bigger than what they think.
They don't understand.
Steelers signed ex-Viking CB Patrick Peterson. What you got for us, brother?
He said he wanted to play for 2 more years. That's how his contract is. It's 2 years. He might not even make it 2 years. He might make it for a year. I don't know, but it stings to me because I would have kept Sutton. I feel like they bringing him in for the mentoring, the veteran guy, to get the young guys going and stuff and stuff like that. I think this is all this is because then it's a money thing. Pittsburgh's cheap. We don't pay Sutton the money, so we brought him in for the discount. So we all that was about.
Where
But
does Sutton
we'll
go
see
at,
what he can do
Lamar?
for us.
Where does Sutton go
He went
at?
to Detroit.
Detroit. Okay. No, because I didn't put it on her,
Yep.
but I want to make
Here in
sure that
Detroit.
everybody know. Okay. Okay. Cool.
Yep.
And I'm with you. Only thing about it, I get the veteran thing, but he's gonna have to play.
Yeah, he
You
got
know.
to play.
And
Yes.
only way he don't play. Who is opposite of him? Who is the other corner?
Levi Wallace.
Okay, so only way you do that, you have now to me, as I'm seeing moves, and we know let's get this straight before because we only got about 9 more minutes to talk because we trying to go ahead
Yeah,
and
yeah,
rock
yeah.
while we do. But I would say this real quick: you have to make sure you solidify what you need, and this to me this right here pick can only work if you go ahead and get Joey Porter in
Yep.
the draft.
And that's what I think is going to happen.
You have
They're
to.
going to get him first round. Yeah.
You have to. You have to. If you don't, if you slip up and do something else, then you're screwed. And then Patrick Peterson is not the same as we seen that with Minnesota. So I agree with you,
Yep.
brother. I definitely agree with you on that one. Bengals now. To get this, I mean Panthers and ex-Bengals safety Von Bell. So that's 2 safeties is gone for the Bengals.
Yep. So now they most definitely got to go in the draft and do something. You have to now. You got rid of both of them. Like, what is going on? Like, you got rid of both of them. So now you have to go to the draft. I guess they said, we won't pay neither one of them.
Right.
Here, y'all can have them. That's crazy to me.
Extremely.
That's just nuts to me.
Extremely. I mean, I understand you're trying to save money, but you got to pay. You got to bring one of them back. You had to bring one of them
Somebody.
back, and you didn't.
Somebody.
And you didn't. And I'm telling you, it's a lot easier when you think that when you have a defense that can withstand something. When you have none of the only way a defense without a back four can survive if that front 7 is monsters.
It's
And
legit.
And I don't see that with them. So
Right.
yeah, okay, good job. Dolphins trade for Jalen Ramsey. This was the big, splash.
I'm a
What was it?
I'm
4th
gonna have to give
round?
this a big win for Miami.
Was it a
Yeah, like
fourth
a
round?
fifth round pick.
Yeah.
Then, Miami, y'all won with this one. Y'all most definitely won with this one. I'll take my head off to you. Y'all got this one. We gonna see how much juice he got left. I think he got left, but we gonna see because he got burnt times last year. It's a big key moments, but he's still a good cornerback.
Oh yeah.
He's still top 5 in the league, cornerback, whatever. I wish we could have got him, but contract. Who wants to take on that contract?
Well, the great thing is that you still got Xavier Howard, who's a top notch. They have, if you want to, let's say it, they have 2 of the top, probably 8 corners now. Like they got 2 dudes. Jalen. I mean, also you have that hangover from winning the championship. See, people think that's fake. No, that's real. Because you think you have arrived. So now it's about a money grab and stuff like that. So maybe you didn't work on your craft because they got that championship. Jalen is still young. He's not longer than 2. Dude's in his 20s. He's in his mid-20s type stuff. He's still a dog. That is a great pickup for the Dolphins. They got 2 lockdown corners. And Xavier didn't even play his
Imagine
best
what
because he
practice
was
is gonna
hurt.
look like.
Oh goodness God! With Cheetah
Yes,
and Waddle, they them two,
that practice is gonna be
them
crazy.
two is gonna make them better, and Waddle and Cheetah's gonna
Yep,
make them better. So now that's competition all over the board. Congratulations
yep.
with that. Cowboys with a big trade today got Gilmore, Stephon Gilmore for a 5th-round pick. Uh, yeah, that right there. Marvelous because that free up. Instead of having Brown and whoever else underneath the bus, now you have a legitimate who used to be. He was a defensive player of the year. He's been all pro. He's had a great year last year after having surgery. Dude is a
Mm-hmm.
severe baller. So now all he's going to do is really going to make Trayvon better because now you're going to have to pick up he's going to tell him, like, this is what you need to do. This is how you need to see it. This is what I'm seeing. Let's
Yep.
go. And so now you have a legitimate 2 corners, and all this is going to do is make Trayvon better. And I love it because that's a 5th-round comp pick.
Yo, y'all just got a good veteran, like you just named off his stats or whatever, for a 5th round. Jesus Christ.
Dudes will let people go quick. I mean, for the
That's
wrong
crazy
reason.
to me.
That's why to me, brother, they have invested so much, and I'm talking about they as far as the league in the offense.
Yep.
When you get great to quality to good players for 5th-round picks, dude, like what you did is basically freed up Dallas to not have to pick a cornerback 1st round.
Exactly.
The Giants, with as long as my guy is on the track with a huge deal with Waller.
Hey, dude. I mean, Jones, you got you a nice piece that you can throw the ball to, baby. You got a nice piece, but Vegas, what was y'all thinking getting rid of him?
You know how
What?
you know how miserable he's gonna be though.
I
I just
get it.
no. Hold on. Let me give you this nugget. And I know you on the stuff like me real quick. He just married Kelsey Plum, who's the star basketball player for Las Vegas, the WNBA team.
Wow. Yeah.
And he was in Vegas. Now he's got to
Yep.
be moved. He's not gonna be happy.
No, he's not. No, he is not. Jesus, he's not great. You right that one. Wow, how'd y'all do that? That was
Like
crazy.
that was because I don't care
I
about you.
and that's it ain't too long with the say out here.
Factors, man. Factors. I mean, people don't understand like that stuff like that matters. I just married my wife this
Yeah,
year, like last month or something like that, and now y'all done trade me. And so
I
now
done
I got to
traded.
go ahead, and she's got to do this, and she probably got to travel abroad anyway to bring some money. I mean, goodness gracious, I don't know what that contract is going to look like, but hopefully it's enough that she can go ahead and ask for a Liberty trade. Eagles signed
Right.
ex-Seahawks running back Penny, who is always hurt.
I didn't understand it because Sanders got on social media talking about thank you to Philly and stuff like that. So y'all gonna let him go to bring this injury prone running back in.
I want him. I want him.
Okay.
I want him. I want Miles Sanders. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, for real,
Hey,
though.
dude, that's ridiculous, man.
That's cool. Real quick, because we got to roll. Let's get this real quick. Let's get this. Let's get him out. Let's get him out of here. Let's go. Jets
And then number
signed.
Aaron Rodgers is getting there. Be
Thank
well.
you. They signed Lazar, ex Green Bay Packer. And go ahead and say it real quick, Mark.
Randall Cobb's on his way too.
Right. Right. Well, no, say what you said before.
It's Aaron Rodgers. He's doing all
Yes, he is. Aaron Rodgers is handcuffing the Jets and holding them blindfolded. He's got them hostage and said, I will come here, and gave a list that included Randall Cobb, Lazar, OBJ, and somebody else. Ridiculous. Hey, we're going to ride out here and all this kind of stuff. Thank you guys for joining us. Y'all know how we do. Nothing but bangers. We got a star athlete coming on tomorrow. Y'all know how we do. Nothing but
yes, sir.
bangers. Peace out, guys.
Be good.
Mark What you know about this legacy? Wednesday night, tuned in to this legacy. Mark and Will locked in on this legacy. Mel and PIP's in on this legacy. Let's go. What you know about this legacy? Wednesday night, tuned in to this legacy. Mark and Will locked in on this legacy. Get your popcorn, I know you need this medicine. Let's go.